This was the last maximum break of Stephen Hendry's professional career before retirement. After making a perfect 147 break at the Crucible, the venue where he created so many unforgettable memories, Hendry officially brought an end to his 27-year journey in professional snooker. It was a fitting farewell for one of the greatest players the sport has ever seen. The moment came during the 2012 World Championship. At 43 years old, Hendry arrived at the Crucible for the 27th consecutive year. Throughout his entire professional career, he never missed a single World Championship. This 147 was the 11th maximum break of his career and the third maximum he had made at the World Championship. Even today, only Stephen Hendry and Ronnie O'Sullivan have achieved 3 official 147 breaks at the World Championship. However, despite this incredible achievement, Hendry knew he was no longer the dominant player he had been during the 1990s. For 7 years, he had failed to win a ranking title. As the results became harder to achieve, he started questioning whether it was time to step away from the game. The 2012 World Championship seemed to bring both joy and disappointment. Hendry produced a brilliant 147 break. This was 11th maximum break of his career and reached the last 16 of the tournament. He then defeated John Higgins by 13 frames to 4 to secure a place in the quarterfinals. Many fans began to believe that one final deep run was possible, but the tournament ended in a way nobody expected. In the quarterfinals, Hendry faced Stephen Maguire. The match turned into one of the toughest moments of his career. Maguire defeated him 13 frames to 2. It was not only a heavy loss, it was the biggest defeat Hendry had ever suffered at the Crucible. After the match, he made his decision immediately. There would be no return. He announced his retirement and walked away from the sport he had dedicated his life to. Even years later, Hendry's achievements remain among the greatest in snooker history. He spent 8 consecutive years as world number 1. He won 36 ranking titles and 18 Triple Crown titles. He made 11 official maximum breaks, and his record of 5 consecutive World Championship victories still has not been broken. Although Ronnie O'Sullivan later surpassed many of Hendry's records, Hendry is still widely regarded as one of the greatest players ever to play the game. His retirement was not caused by one bad result. Several factors contributed to the decision. One of the biggest problems was the yips. This condition affected his ability to play simple shots consistently. Small, involuntary movements in his hand made it difficult to perform at the level he expected from himself. As a result, he found it harder to enjoy competing and harder to achieve the results he wanted. His struggles led to 7 consecutive years without winning a ranking title. For a player who had spent most of his career winning trophies, that was difficult to accept. At the same time, a new generation of talented players was emerging. Hendry could feel that he was no longer able to dominate the sport the way he once had. By his early 40s, he knew keeping pace with younger players was becoming increasingly difficult. Eventually, retirement became the right choice. Then came the final moments of his historic 147 break. Black ball potted. The century break was complete. Even at 43 years old, Hendry's cue ball control and positional play remained outstanding. His technique was still admired by players across the professional game. One by one, all 15 red and black combinations disappeared. The cue ball finished perfectly on the yellow. From there, the remaining colors looked routine. It was a reminder of the skill and precision that had made Hendry a champion. Many fans also remember another important moment from his career. In 2003, the cue he had used for more than 20 years unexpectedly snapped in half. While it may have seemed like a simple accident, Hendry later admitted that it affected him deeply. He once said that when he saw the cue break, he felt that his best years were coming to an end. Now standing over the final black, he had one last chance to create a special moment. Black ball potted. Maximum 147 break completed. The crowd celebrated as Hendry completed the last 147 of his career. It was the perfect ending to one of the greatest careers in snooker history. And with that final maximum break, Stephen Hendry gave snooker fans around the world one last unforgettable memory.